Ever feel like life is a storm that you must weather, but the harder you try to steer, the more control you lose? Imagine facing the same storm, not with panic, but with the calm certainty that no matter how fierce the winds, you alone control your ship. This is not a distant dream or a gift of fortune. It is the power of Stoicism. Stoicism, the ancient philosophy of the mind and spirit, teaches us one fundamental truth. The world may swirl in chaos around us, but our peace, our strength, comes from within. In a world filled with noise, distractions, and constant change, the Stoics offer us a path, a way to regain control, not of the uncontrollable, but of our responses, our actions, and our inner life. If you feel like the weight of the world presses down on you, or if you're navigating challenges that seem insurmountable, Stoic Principles can transform your life instantly. These aren't abstract ideas meant only for emperors or philosophers. They are practical tools that empower you to live with purpose, embrace adversity, and find tranquility amidst the chaos. As we explore these 12 Stoic principles, you will discover how to reshape your mind, find clarity where there was confusion, and strengthen your will to become unshaken by life's turbulence. Let's dive in, and remember, you may not control the storm, but you always control how you sail through it. Principles 1. Master the art of focus. Picture this. You stand in the midst of chaos, surrounded by distractions, responsibilities, and the endless pull of what others demand from you. How often do we find ourselves torn apart by forces beyond our control? But here is the truth that the Stoics understood deeply. It is not the world that overwhelms us. It is our divided focus. The first principle of mastering life begins with mastering focus. The great Stoic Epictetus reminds us that the key to peace lies in understanding what we control and what we do not. The world will always toss its waves, but we are the captains of our inner ship. Our thoughts, our reactions, and our actions, that is where our power resides. All else, the storm of life outside us, is beyond our reach. To focus on what is uncontrollable is to invite anxiety and frustration. But to center our energy on what we can shape is to regain control of our own fate. Think of a craftsman at work, his hands steady, his mind clear, creating beauty from chaos. The distractions around him don't matter because his focus is unshakable. So, 2, must we cultivate the art of focus, honing it as a craftsman hones his tools. The next time life throws its distractions at you, traffic, unmet expectations, or the sting of criticism, pause. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, then let it go. If yes, then focus your energy on what you can change. This simple shift in perspective will quiet the storm inside, and you will find yourself not at the mercy of fate, but in control of your own response. In mastering focus, you reclaim your life, not by changing the world around you, but by transforming the only thing that has ever been yours to shape, your mind. Principles 2. Embrace discomfort for growth. We often seek comfort, but ask yourself, has comfort ever truly made you stronger? The Stoics understood that avoiding discomfort means avoiding growth. Marcus Aurelius taught that what stands in the way becomes the way. The challenges we face are not barriers but pathways to resilience and strength. Just as muscles grow through resistance, so does the mind through hardship. Discomfort is not the enemy. It is an opportunity. The next time you face something difficult, lean into it. Ask yourself, what strength can I gain from this? Embrace discomfort, not as suffering, but as a chance to sharpen your character and advance on your path. Like iron forged in fire, you will emerge stronger and more resilient. Principles 3. Live with purpose. A life without purpose is like a ship adrift, controlled by circumstance rather than intention. The Stoics understood that purpose is not found, but chosen. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Purpose comes from living in alignment with your values, acting with wisdom, courage, and justice. Ask yourself, what drives you? What values guide your actions? Purpose isn't about seeking approval or grand achievements, but about living each day with intention. Let your purpose be your guide, and you'll find fulfillment and inner peace, no matter what life brings. Principles 4. Cultivate self-discipline. Without self-discipline, we are slaves, not to a master, but to our own impulses. How often do we find ourselves chasing fleeting desires, only to feel hollow once they are fulfilled? True freedom, as the Stoics taught, is not found in indulging every whim, but in mastering ourselves. Seneca said, "No man is free who cannot command himself." Self-discipline is not a burden, but the path to inner strength and lasting fulfillment. To cultivate discipline is to take control of your life, aligning your actions with your values rather than your impulses. It is the ability to say no to distractions that pull you from your purpose and yes to the choices that elevate your soul. Self-discipline allows us to bridge the gap between who we are and who we aspire to become. Think of it as a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Each time you resist temptation or stay committed to your goals, you reinforce your control over your mind and desires. Whether it's resisting the lure of procrastination or making healthier choices, self-discipline shapes your character and builds the foundation for a life of integrity and purpose. Principles 5. Accept the inevitability of change. Change is the only constant in life. Yet how often do we resist it, clinging to what is familiar out of fear? The Stoics understood that to resist change is to resist life itself. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, urged us to welcome every change as something woven into the pattern of destiny. It is not change that disrupts our peace, but our refusal to embrace it. Everything in nature evolves, seasons shift, rivers flow, and even we are in constant flux. To accept change is not to surrender, but to find strength in adapting. When we stop fighting the inevitable, we discover a profound freedom. For what is change but a doorway to growth and new opportunities? The more we resist, the more we suffer. The more we embrace it, the more resilient we become. The next time you face unexpected changes, a job loss, a relationship ending, or the uncertainty of life, remind yourself that this is part of the natural order. Ask, what can I learn? How can this change strengthen me? By accepting the flow of life with grace, we not only survive its shifts, but thrive within them. Principle 6. Turn obstacles into opportunities. What if I told you that every obstacle you face is not a barrier, but an opportunity in disguise? The Stoics knew this to be true. Marcus Aurelius himself declared, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. In every challenge lies a path to growth, if only we are wise enough to see it." Life will inevitably throw hardships in our way, failure, disappointment, loss, but these are not reasons to falter. Instead, they're the very tools we need to sharpen our character. Obstacles force us to adapt, to think creatively, and to build the resilience necessary to achieve greatness. The Stoic mind doesn't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" but rather, "How can I use this to become stronger?" The next time you encounter a setback, resist the urge to see it as a defeat. Instead, see it as an opportunity, a lesson disguised as adversity. What new skills or insights can this challenge offer? Remember, it is not the obstacle that defines you, but how you choose to respond to it. With the Stoic mindset, every difficulty is a stepping stone toward a stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of yourself. Principle 7. Maintain a balanced perspective. In a world of extremes, where success is glorified and failure feared, the Stoic seeks balance. Life, after all, is not the high peaks or the deep valleys, but the steady ground in between. Marcus Aurelius urged us to receive without pride, let go without attachment. The wise person understands that nothing is permanent, neither joy nor sorrow, and thus remains centered, unshaken by life's ups and downs. How often do we get carried away by fleeting victories, only to be crushed by the weight of disappointments? A balanced perspective is the antidote to this emotional turbulence. The Stoic teaches us to step back and view events objectively, without letting our emotions dictate our reactions. This perspective offers clarity. It allows us to see life as it truly is, not as we wish it to be. When you face triumphs or trials, pause and remind yourself, this too shall pass. Celebrate without arrogance. Endure without despair. Life is a dance between fortune and loss, and it is the ability to remain grounded in both that grants true freedom. By cultivating balance, we master our emotions, respond with wisdom, and maintain the peace that no external event can take away. Principles 8. Cultivate inner peace. In a world that thrives on chaos and noise, inner peace is a rare and precious treasure. The Stoics understood that true peace is not found in the absence of problems, but in the mastery of the mind. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. The storms of life will come and go, but peace remains with those who know how to still the mind amidst the turmoil. Inner peace is not something granted by external conditions. It is cultivated by turning inward. The distractions of the world, the demands of others, and the inevitable challenges we face have no power to disturb us unless we allow them to. The Stoic practice of mindfulness teaches us to remain present, to let go of anxieties about the future or regrets about the past. Peace is found in the simplicity of the present moment, in the clarity of knowing what we can control and what we cannot. When life becomes overwhelming, pause and return to your center. Quiet the mind, focus on your breath, and let go of what lies outside your control. In this practice, you will discover that inner peace is not elusive. It is always within your reach, waiting for you to cultivate it. In mastering your inner world, you find strength that no external force can shake. Principles 9. Practice gratitude. In a world obsessed with having more, gratitude is a quiet act of wisdom. The Stoics knew that true happiness comes not from acquiring, but from appreciating what we already have. As Seneca said, "He who is not satisfied with a little is satisfied with nothing." Gratitude shifts our focus from lack to abundance, reminding us that contentment lies in our mindset. Each day, pause and ask, what do I take for granted? In practicing gratitude, we discover that true wealth is not found in possessions, but in perspective. Principles 10. Strengthen relationships. The Stoics understood that true fulfillment comes from meaningful connections. As Marcus Aurelius said, we are made for cooperation. Relationships are where we find strength and purpose, but they require effort, empathy, patience, and respect. In our busy world, it's easy to neglect those we care about. Make time for others, listen fully, and show kindness, especially in difficult moments. Ask yourself, how can I support those around me? By nurturing your relationships, you not only help others grow, but also deepen your own wisdom and compassion. Principles 11. Seek wisdom. To live without seeking wisdom is to remain blind to life's lessons. The Stoics knew wisdom is the foundation of a good life. As Seneca said, as long as you live, keep learning how to live. Wisdom is not just knowledge. It's the ability to discern what is right and act on it. Wisdom must be pursued with humility, recognizing that we always have more to learn. Ask yourself, what can I learn today? Seek new perspectives, challenge your beliefs, and embrace growth. Wisdom is a lifelong journey, one that leads to a richer, more virtuous life. Principles 12. Live authentically. What good is a life lived in imitation, conforming to the expectations of others while betraying your true self? The Stoics taught that happiness and fulfillment come not from pleasing the crowd, but from living in alignment with your deepest values. As Marcus Aurelius said, be like the rock that the waves keep crashing over. It stands unmoved, and the raging of the sea falls still around it. To live authentically means to stand firm in who you are, unshaken by external pressures. It requires courage to express your true thoughts, to pursue your own path, and to embrace your uniqueness, even when it sets you apart. Authenticity is not selfishness. It is integrity. It is the refusal to wear a mask for the approval of others. Ask yourself, am I living according to my values or to the expectations of others? The path of authenticity is often the more difficult one, but it is also the only path that leads to true peace. When you live authentically, you free yourself from the burden of conformity and discover the strength that comes from being fully yourself. Stand firm, embrace your individuality, and let your life be a reflection of the values you hold dear. The journey toward a life of wisdom, resilience, and peace is not an easy one, but the rewards are immeasurable. As Stoics, we are called to rise above the distractions and chaos of the world, to embrace discomfort, face obstacles with courage, and live with unwavering purpose. The principles we have explored are not lofty ideals reserved for philosophers. They are practical tools, forged in the fires of human experience, designed to transform your life now. Remember, true strength lies in mastering yourself, in cultivating focus, gratitude, and authenticity. Each challenge is an opportunity for growth, each change a chance to refine your character. You hold the power to shape your life, not by controlling the world around you, but by governing your responses, aligning your actions with your values, and seeking wisdom at every turn. Live deliberately, not passively. The Stoic path is not just a philosophy. It is a way of being, a call to live fully, authentically, and with purpose. The strength you seek is already within you. Now, it is time to walk the path. Choose to live by these principles, and you will discover a life of peace, fulfillment, and lasting resilience. If you're ready to live with purpose, resilience, and inner peace, don't forget to subscribe to the Ultimate Stoicism channel. Stay connected for more timeless wisdom and practical tools to transform your life. If you found value in this video, give it a like and share it with others on the same journey toward mastering the art of Stoicism. Together, let's build a stronger, wiser community